All right, guys, so this is the last video, and it's basically covering the close. And so at this point, you sent a picture to your manager, and you told them, hey, this is what I have going on. Which product do you recommend? I think I should use Americo. And then they're going to say, yeah, you should do Americo. At that point, what I do is on the back of this paper, if it's going to be a whole life plan, then that's where I start writing down all the different prices, okay? And the way it looks is I say client's name at the top, okay? And then I do something called a top-down selling. And so I want to make the top look like a little bit expensive, exclusive, and then the one in the middle is going to sound a little bit more of the popular option, and then the one at the bottom is going to be what I say the starter program and what they're the most comfortable with perhaps today, okay? And then the way I set it up with the prices, I always want the top price to be a little over $100, but obviously you always have to think into consideration of like the client that you have, because sometimes you need to show a lot more than that because they're able to buy more. You don't just want to buy based off of your budget today because you might not have any money, and then you're going to run into someone that has a lot of money, or maybe you have a lot of money and you're going to run into someone that has absolutely no money. And so you want to shop with the client's budget and help them out, okay? And so what happens is you then get the prices. They're going to say, Tyler, Desi, anybody's going to then tell me, get Americo, quote them. I quote them. I write down the prices. And as I write down the prices, I'm asking them questions about, awesome. And so your kids they play soccer, because I kind of played soccer growing up, but I wasn't that good. You always make it about them. And obviously I love playing soccer, but even when you see me talk about soccer, I say I wasn't that good. I want to talk about their kids, right? And I love this sport. But the point is I'm distracting them so that they don't see me writing down the prices, because I don't want them to write down the prices and say, no, I don't want it. But don't make it a big deal. If they see the prices, I don't really care. I literally put like papers in front of it and I'm like, let me see here. Or I can put my computer in front of it. And usually that's where you're getting the quotes anyways. Now, prices are on the back, and this is what we need to explain to them, okay? And what we're doing is we're building up the value of the product, and they're really anxious to see the back of this paper. And on the back is the prices. And so what you do is when you have this paper out is you just start from the top down and explain it just as so. And I'll do it right now. But basically I say, awesome, guys. And so actually have this paper, and I'm going to show you the prices. It would be super fast, but we put this together so you just understand the plan. But basically in this plan is a whole life option, and so it's really self-explanatory. It's going to be there your whole life. And so first bullet point here is it's never going to expire, and a lot of families really like that. The other thing is that the death benefit, and most importantly that premium, is always going to remain level. And so it's basically just set in stone. It's never going to change in price. What you guys get approved for, it's the healthiest you'll be, and I actually do reviews every year to try to get the rates lower, but you're never going to see the price change. It's never going to go up, and this is a product that's never going to expire, okay? The other thing that people like about it is that your beneficiary of choice, you always have choice of your beneficiary, and so you're always in charge of the plan when the payment comes out, but more importantly, any time of where the money's going to be going, okay? And so it's also going to avoid any probate in court, and so there's no wait period for your beneficiary. It goes directly to them. I like to say it's like Christmas. There's no taxes to it, and that's the next bullet point, okay? The death benefit is tax-free. It doesn't have to get reported. The other thing is now this one's important, guys. Quick pause. Double for accidental death. This one you have to be conscious if your product has accidental death included in it or not. When you go and quote it, you can even ask me, hey, does this one include accidental death? We'll go through that. You write down the notes, and as long as you understand it, it doesn't matter even if you do mess it up, because this is us learning, okay? But it's good to know if it has accidental death. If it doesn't, this is what I say. Now, guys, I cross it off and I say, and another thing, some plans include accidental plans, but not this one, because I'm actually trying to make it less expensive. Most of the time I actually add accidental, so then I usually say, and guys, this includes an accidental plan inside of it because you included it in there. So I just say this includes an accidental plan. In case you ever passed away, it would double the death benefit. And it's the second, I think maybe third highest reason that seniors pass away is through an accident. And so it's really nice that they include that coverage in there for you guys. The other thing, that's how I say it. The other thing is living benefits. If you were to die based off of a terminal illness, before you pass away, they're going to give you the living benefit. They give you benefits. They give you the death benefit while you're still alive, basically. Okay. The last thing is there's a cash value that's built inside of there. And so every single month, a portion of your payment is going to add towards a little kitty that you can withdraw against. So I've definitely had clients that have reached out, try to figure out if they got a flat tire, they can change it. But I always say wait a good amount of time, because we want to make sure that there is cash value inside of there. But there is cash value. The last thing, it's effective immediate. As soon as we make our payment, the policy comes to life, okay? And does that make sense? And then I say, does that make sense? Now, guys, what we just did psychologically, those are the word tracks, but psychologically is I built the crap out of the value. The value's been built. The reason people buy is because the value exceeds how much they're going to pay, right? And so if I did that to somebody only going to pay 25, 35, 45 bucks, maybe that's the prices that I showed, that's where I'm saying everybody's going to close, because it's a no-brainer you're going to die, and it's a no-brainer. All these things are really good perks. It's just you don't want to just read it. You want to build the value. One thing I remember hearing Tyler tell me once when I was going through a slump, he's like, dude, we got to sell them the value, basically, like sell that. And if not, and because at the time I felt like I was just telling them the value. I was like, yeah, it's permanent. You're going to like it. Instead of realizing, hey, what you're going to like about it, what all these other people liked about it, and then they're going to love it because they realize other people love it. Like people in our own agency that wish they could have certain coverages that they can't get. Now they're like, no, I'm really happy I'm getting it, because the thing is although you're coming in a pretty perfect health, the clients have already gone through different health scares, and they understand what you're saying is actually a pain point, right? And they actually don't know it, but it is. And I want you to know it, because now they're going to make a decision, because you've built out the value of how this protection is going to help them. Now, this is the next step, and this is all I want you guys to do. Remember, the prices are on the back. I then go, awesome, guys. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. And so then, guys, I just want you to take a look right here on this side, and this is how I do it. I go, this side is the death benefit. It's really simple. And I say it like that. It's really simple. I want it to be an easy decision. Up here, you have $40,000, $25,000, or $15,000 that we can leave for Jane. And now the most important, and this is what I care about, and I put my hand on my chest because I really do care. Is the monthly payment, okay? And that's here. I have a 130, 97, and 57. And guys, these are people that make $3,000, $2,000. It's a very inexpensive plan, and you're just delivering it in a way where it's really important. You know they're locking it in, and they're gonna like it. And this is what I label it. And so, guys, that $40,000, after I deliver it, this is my close. I say, and so that top one there is basically for people that are in a saving position. They're already putting over $100 aside somewhere, and so this is going to be comfortable. You also do the $25,000. That's the middle, what I call the more popular option. People have been picking this one because they're just seeing it as a comfortable rate that they can maintain. And then there's also that starter option, and that's $57,000 for the 15. Now, what I really liked about this is that the 15 was still, like you said, you wanted to have cremation and leave something. This would still be able to do that, but I want you to take a look at it. I'm going to get started on your guys' application here. And you just stay quiet. What they're going to do is they're going to ask you a question. If they don't say anything at all, the next question, because remember, I have their ID, because I needed the ID to get the quotes to call my manager, right? I go, and now, guys, on the ID, is that address correct of where we want the address sent or the policy sent to? Is the address on the ID where you want the policy sent to? Or is this where you want the policy sent to? Ask them where they want the policy sent to. When they tell you they wanted the policy sent to there, or they want it to send to, I live somewhere else, could you send it there? You go, yeah, it sounds good, perfect. And then which one did you feel like is the most comfortable for you guys? Boom. They tell you one, and now you just finish the application. And if you've never done an application, go do a demo application, because that's basically the next steps. And you're now in perfect permission to get their ID, ask them about where they were born, ask them about their social security number, because you're just filling out the application to get them approved. And this should be very, very logical with how we've structured the appointment, okay? And if for whatever reason somebody says, oh, this makes zero sense, they're delusional and we should have caught them earlier on. But even then, I would say, well, John, the thing that you're asking for, they're delusional, so you have to wake them up and make them feel uncomfortable. These are basically you're 78. If I could do something different, that's what I would be putting in place. You know, I don't know why we work with every company. I don't know why you'd be thinking I'd be trying to show you something that isn't going to make sense for you. It's just weird, you know, and you want to confront it as weird instead of what I used to do. And this is not good. You go, I know, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. No, instead it's weird. I'm like, I mean, we just did this whole thing. I mean, you told me, you know, your wife needed it because there's nothing in place. I know that this doesn't look like the best. That's just because I'm an underwriter. I wish it was, you know, I could make a better bid for you, but it's how it works. We have actually all the companies available to us, and these are the best rates you can have. Now, I get it. What we're going to do, and now you tell him what you're going to do. Other people that didn't feel this way, we're going to do the lower option because I just want to make sure that it's something that's comfortable in your monthly budget. And that way from there, you guys can adjust and know how to pivot moving forward. But guys, that's going to be actually a perfect close. And for the most part, people are going to be okay with it. You get in front of 10 people doing this, saying 50%. Who knows? But hope that helps, guys. Talk to you soon.